Welcome to You're Cordially Invited, the show that brings you candid and informal interviews with some of the best wedding professionals in the Washington, D.C. metro area. We hope that you enjoy the show, and at the end, we hope that we have inspired you to take these individuals along on your next social affair. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to You're Cordially Invited. Today we have Food Network in the kitchen. We have some tantalizing bites here in the kitchen today. Today we have Miss Danielle Rozier, the owner and chef of Savory Gourmet. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. I love to eat, so anytime I can get someone that can prepare really, really good food, it's awesome for me. So tell us a little bit about Danielle.
Well, I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Started cooking at a very young age. My grandparents, they were farmers, so a lot of our food was we grew it ourselves. We shucked peas and snap peas and, did our own vegetables and fruits and even our meat. So from a young age, I've always cooked for our family and tried to create different dishes, and so that's where I started.
Okay, and now you're a chef.
I'm a chef
of your own company. And how did you come up with Savory Gourmet?
You know what? When I was sitting there thinking about the name, I was just like, how does my food translate to people, or what does it say? And savory is just, and gourmet, those two words together just means fresh, tasty food. Mm-hmm. And that's what I use, a lot of fresh ingredients, fresh herbs, fresh, really good products, good meats, good veggies, and so together it brings the Savory Gourmet. Okay.
And would you say that you're an organic chef since everything is fresh, or?
It depends. I mean, I'm not going to say I go out and I'm going to do organic often. I shop for the best quality foods. When I shop at different types of markets, I will shop at a farmer's market, I'll shop at an Asian market, your average store and Costco, and then I have some food purveyors, the bigger people that I go to, but I just shop and look at the best products.
Okay. And as far as the style or the origins of foods that you prepare for your clients, kind of take us down the path as far as what types of food is it that you serve?
My food ranges, is varied. It's I can go anywhere from an Asian fare to barbecue to Southern, which is my background.
Okay.
So the menu can go from I can do oyster shooters with a guacamole, not a guacamole, but a gazpacho cocktail sauce, or I can do mini chicken and waffles and
that sounds
with
good.
a honey sauce on it. My favorite to cook is actually Thai food. I love Thai.
Really?
That's my favorite. So I mean, it varies. My menu is just customizable. It depends on what the client likes, because I consider myself as a foodie and I know food and the textures and the flavors and how they marry together. I just kind of create anything. So.
And talking about the flavors and the textures, how do you get your clients to come to a concise menu, or create that menu for their particular event? Because if they're coming in, they're kind of all over the place and mixing foods that shouldn't be with each other. How do you educate them about the food?
You know what I do when I interview them, when I first initially interview them, I always want my clients to have a tasting. Some people don't offer tastings, but I do, because I feel like if I'm a caterer, that's how I'm going to get you as a client. Once you taste my food, you're going to want it. They're sold, because the food is very, my food, like I said, is very good. It's fresh, it's flavorful, it's well balanced. And I ask questions like, do they have allergies, what their likes, dislikes? I want to know what the groom might want, what the bride might want, as well as the family. And we marry it together. And sometimes the menus are not a chicken, fish, beef, or it just varies because because I'm a small caterer, I can do outside of the box and give that customizable menu to them. I'm not like a big organization, a hotel where this is what you get, and that's it.
And that's why I love working with outside caterers, because you do have that option of working outside of the box rather than working at hotels. You have this one set menu and you basically have to stick with that. And during the conversation here, you kind of pointed on a couple of things. That chicken, fish, beef scenario. How can someone be creative without doing that same chicken, beef, fish scenario?
You know what I do is take people. I find out a lot about my clients, their background, where they're from, where their family is from, and I try to bring that comfort. I'm a comfort food type of a chef, where I take that comfort food and make it add a notch. For instance, one of my clients, they wanted macaroni and cheese. So instead of just like plain macaroni and cheese, I added smoked sun-dried tomatoes, which made it was so yummy.
Did you bring some today? Did you bring some today?
I did not. But I will, but that even gave me chills. That was delicious. It was yummy. We had people like chasing us around for that because they thought it was bacon in it, but it wasn't. It was just the smoked sun-dried tomatoes, and it was ooey gooey, and like the little mini chicken and waffles. And one of my guest, the groom, wanted meatloaf. So I made meatloaf cupcakes with mashed potato icing. So it was like all one bite.
Interesting.
And I mean, it's just the same foods that we eat every day that make it, small bites, and you still can have it at a wedding. And
just doing it in a different way that you never thought about.
Exactly.
Okay. Another thing that you hit on during the conversation is people with allergies. How do you accommodate them? Do you see that more and more these days?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes. I just had a tasting yesterday with a client who, this guy, he's nut, dairy, and shellfish.
Oh, so what do you prepare?
It was great. I mean, he loved Mexican food. They love Persian food. So I did a Persian salmon. Instead of giving him the sauce that I made, a butter, if it's Indian, the butter chicken, I made that butter sauce, but I gave it to the fiance, and he had still the same flavors. I made him his favorite dessert, which was apple crumble. Instead of using butter in it, I used a Crisco to make the crumble, and he was like, that's the first time in like months that he can go out and eat a dessert without, he can't eat desserts because everything is butter. And
did he love you after that?
he loved me. He ate the whole thing. And
now he's going to be calling you, oh, I need this.
Yeah, well, I gave him the recipe so he can make it at home. I gave him leftovers. And so, I mean, you just accommodate. You have to research. You have to know about the different allergies to accommodate people. And that's just the world we live in.
And as far as the serving style, what are you seeing more of these days? Are you seeing stations, plated, buffets? What are you seeing these days?
It's between buffet and stations. People are want the buffet, but yet they still want a station, like a mashed potato bar with all the fixings, or a macaroni bar with all the fixings, or taco bar. So it just varies. Plated, not too much, because people feel like in buffet they can get more for their money, and typically you can. And then plated, the service is a little higher because you have more wait staff waiting on them, rather than buffet, you have people managing.
So with the stations and the buffets, it's a little bit more economical for the client. However, it can still be presented in a very elegant way.
Yes, what I call it a high-lows. Make sure things are high, low, beautiful arrangements like flowers, depending on the style that they're having. Some people want to go like Daisy's farm field or rustic, and so I tend to use my props. I have tons of props to accommodate to
create a nice, elegant display. And as far as locations in the Washington, D.C. area, what are some of your favorite locations that you've catered in?
I must say, I'm Montgomery County girl.
Okay.
Since I moved
Montgomery
here.
County, hear that? That's where she's at.
So I work with Montgomery County Parks, which they have been really, really kind to me. And so I do Seneca Lodge, Rockwood Manor, what is my other one? Woodlawn Manor, which is they're my sweethearts, actually. Glenview Mansion is another good one that I work with.
Okay, all right, wonderful. Well, I see you have this tasty treat right here in front of us. Kind of tell us what you have prepared for us, and when would this be served?
You know what? This is typically what I'm doing now. A lot of people are coming to me. I have like a couple brunches already booked.
Okay.
So I'm doing tons of quiche, frittatas, and things like that. So what I prepared here is a frittata with fresh asparagus, peppers, onions, and just with Parmesan cheese. It's just really light and flavorful with this green salad on the side. And I do special waters, or flavored waters, I call them. I do anything from, I did a tasting for a client, and they're getting a watermelon rosemary water, which I take the fresh fruits and I mix the herbs together and I pulverize it and then let it sit overnight and add some seltzer water to it, and it just gives it a nice fresh. And this is the same. This is my pineapple mint.
Okay.
Mix it all together and crush it. And
all right.
so would you like to taste?
Sure, I would want to taste of that.
Yeah. Uh-oh, did you see that?
That's okay. That's okay.
Not a big piece.
All right.
And there's
I
a little
like that.
fork.
Yeah.
You want a fork or?
Well, first I'm going to hold it up here so our audience can kind of see what we have there. And they have like the colorings
So
and stuff.
pretty.
There.
Love colors.
Yes,
I
very,
love colors.
Very, very, very. And then you serve, is it like an arugula salad? Or?
This is just a fresh green salad. It depends on what the client. I would do anything from a goat cheese and pear salad, or my favorite, I roast strawberries with a little olive oil.
This is fabulous.
It tastes like jam, you know, once the strawberries are roasted. And I do my champagne vinaigrette, which is it makes everything light. It brings it all together. So.
And you said this is more of a brunch style?
It's a brunch style, and because it's spring, people think of brunch. They want to have, you know, brunch events rather than.
Fabulous.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And what is this again?
This is my pineapple mint.
Okay.
And I pulverize the pineapple and the mint and add a little seltzer water into it, so it's light and refreshing.
Can you add alcohol to it?
You can. Yes, you may.
This is delicious.
I know.
That is wonderful,
know.
wonderful,
I
wonderful.
do tons of those.
That is really, really wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. So, thank you so much for coming into the studio today.
Me.
And as far as someone booking your services, how far out in advance would they need to contact you?
Truthfully, I would love to do 12 months because it takes, you know, planning and, you know, people, they don't have the guest list in time, you know, so we think we're going to have 100, but then more come. So 12 months, but 6 to 8, and a lot of times people come to me at 3 months and like, could you do it?
Oh, wow.
They do.
3 months.
They do. And I'm like, you know, so I'm fortunate when I have a client that does a year, which I love, love, love.
It gives you more time to plan.
It gives you more time, and you get to know them and their personalities, and what you started out with is not what you're going to end the menu, because we change. Yeah.
Okay. And so how can our audience find you?
Well, you can find me on Savory Gourmet, www.savorygrmt.com, because I couldn't buy the vowels. Or you can find me on Facebook, /Savory Gourmet, and all the information is there. Give me a call at 240-351-5088.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had some very, very tantalizing frittatas today.
Yes.
And then we have our
Pineapple mint
spritzer, and it was fabulous. So if you want the services of Danielle, please contact her. She would love to be able to cater your next affair. And again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for visiting us at You're Cordially Invited, and I hope to see you at our next affair.